Today I'm making a family favorite. Everybody loves this one, Chicken Scampi. All right, so let's go over the ingredients. So chicken scampi would literally translate into chicken shrimp, and we are not making any seafood for this recipe, but scampi is a good way to describe a sauce in the United States of the shrimp scampi sauce. So with lots of garlic, butter, parsley. We're gonna make chicken cutlets, then we're gonna make that sauce. For the chicken cutlets, 1.5 pounds of chicken cutlets, thin sliced chicken cutlets. When I originally made the recipe, I used 1.5 pounds from the store, and I got 8 cutlets. Now I only have 5 today. I don't know if they shortchanged me 1 or 2 cutlets. I'm taking them at their word when it's 1.5 pounds, you know what I mean? But everything here is for 1.5 pounds of chicken cutlets. There's 2 cups of Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. We're gonna put a little salt and pepper in there. We're gonna put 4 tablespoons of Pecorino Romano. We're gonna put a couple tablespoons of parsley. You can also use dried parsley. It's actually one of the only good uses of dried parsley is to add it to breadcrumbs for chicken cutlets. 4 eggs, and then we have flour. So we're gonna just do a flour, egg wash, dip into the breadcrumbs, and we're gonna fry those cutlets in olive oil. And for the sauce component, we're gonna use olive oil, but mostly butter. So I have 5 tablespoons of butter divided. We'll use 3 tablespoons when we make the sauce, and we're gonna use 2 more at the end to finish the sauce. Okay, it's just cubed. 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, 3/4 cup of chicken stock, and 1 cup of dry white wine. That's all gonna make the sauce. 1/2 teaspoon hot red pepper flakes, parsley, and 10 cloves of garlic minced. So lots of garlic in here like shrimp scampi, but we're making chicken scampi. After we get those cutlets, we make the sauce. We're gonna top it with this American Munster cheese. American Munster, not French Munster. And I'll let you in on a little secret. A lot of Italian restaurants, hundreds of them in the New York metro, okay, New Jersey, all that, probably Connecticut, they use this cheese when they're making chicken parm and a whole host of other dishes because it melts better than mozzarella. You'll see what I mean. It's an awesome cheese to work with, and it has essentially the same taste. Might be a little touch stronger, but it's great. But if you don't want to use that, just get sliced mozzarella and it will work almost as well. We'll need oil to fry the cutlets. I think that's pretty much it.
The only thing is the chicken stock. You're using low or no sodium,
This is
right?
no sodium chicken stock, but you can use low sodium also. Okay, so I got all my chicken stations set up. If you're doing like lots more chicken, and I normally don't ever do like 5 little cutlets like this. Normally I will do more. It's worth it. You know, you maybe spend a couple hours in a day, you get like 5 pounds of chicken cutlets and you have them for the week. Let's season up our flour and our breadcrumbs. And you don't have to do it this way either. You'll see me probably in other videos where I'll just season the chicken itself. You can do that too. Okay, just changing it up today. A little bit of pepper and then probably about a teaspoon of salt in the flour and in the breadcrumbs. All right, I don't need all this cheese in here. I'm gonna use like maybe 3 tablespoons. Not that much. And then the same thing for the parsley. And again, dried works well here. You're already using Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, which already have like dried parsley in there. I'll save the cheese for another purpose. Okay, let's just combine all this together. When I do cutlets, when I make a lot for myself, I don't use these little trays here. I use the bigger ones that actually have a higher lip because it makes it so simple. If you're using like a half sheet, because you can fit like 4 cutlets in at one time and then you can make very quick work of breading them all. And when you bread them, I like to stick them on a parchment paper lined sheet so I can do all of them at one time before I fry them. All right, and that's the parchment paper lined baking sheet. So these cutlets I just put in the fridge overnight to dry them out a little bit. Not a big deal though. Your flour here is gonna dry out the cutlet too. And it allows your breading to stick better so it doesn't fall off. You don't have to do the flour step. My mom never did the flour step. She would just use egg and breadcrumbs. All right, so into the egg. Flip that over. Should have used a bigger bowl for the egg. And then the breadcrumbs, just give it a shake so everything is even. So it'll bread. You'll only have to do 2, like basically just shoot both sides. You won't have to keep going back and forth. Just let the egg drip a lot.
I love chicken cutlets.
They're your favorite thing, right?
Who doesn't love them?
Yeah.
The other day, Sam and I were in Wegmans, and there was a woman, she was shopping, I guess, with her husband. She was like, I'm going to make the chicken cutlets and the artichokes. And Sammy looked at me, and she was like, I know that woman makes really good chicken cutlets. You know when you can just tell that somebody's a good cook?
Yep.
But I thought that was really cute that Sammy made that.
She's talking about our daughter, who
Yeah.
unless you've been watching this channel for years, you haven't seen her. All right, so that's breaded perfect like that. And I'm just going to lay it on my parchment paper lined baking sheet. And then I'll do one more for you. Okay, when you put the flour on, just knock it off. Like, you don't want a thick layer. Okay, same thing, drip it. All right, I'm going to repeat on the next 3. I think you get the idea. Okay, so here are our 5 cutlets ready to go. And as I said before, your flour, egg, and breadcrumbs you can save in the fridge for a couple days. You could do another batch with it. That's what I'm going to do right now. And it just makes it easier to have more than you need. If you're like right at the edge and you're not getting it breaded right, it's kind of frustrating. And then, sometimes you'll just have to add another egg and more breadcrumbs. But I prefer to like use a little bit more than I need.
Well, you could also do like the egg breadcrumb mixture and just make like a fried patty with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very common thing that Italian families would do, especially that's like a poverty thing, a poverty meal.
Yeah.
So after you're done with the chicken, your protein, you would just fry them up.
It's good.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to heat this up to roughly 350 oil temperature. So it's not that high on this, about medium on this burner, but you can use a oil thermometer to check. And I'm just going to put like less than a 1/4 inch. I'm only going to be able to do about 2 cutlets at one time. This is a 12-inch pan. Even if I break out the 14-inch pan now, I'm not going to be able to do all 5 of them in one batch. So I said, you know what, let's just do this here. I'm going to have to use the 14-inch pan to finish the dish, I think. What I meant with the temperature thing, you can use one of these, and it's like a radar and it'll tell you. Like right now it's 110 degrees because I just started it. But it won't take too long. All right, my oil's good. I'm going to do the 2 largest ones first. All right, just like away from you, see like this, so it doesn't splash you, and then just lay it down. Oh, I put too much oil in here. I don't need this much oil. Oh well. I definitely don't need anywhere near that much oil. It looked like less when I was pouring it in. You know why it looked like less? Because this whole island or burner is off level, and I just stuck 2 bench scrapers under here and I leveled it. It's not going to hurt if there's more oil. It's just you don't need to use that much. Not for only 5 cutlets. So I just want to cook these till they get nice and golden on both sides. Probably about 3 minutes, maybe a touch more per side. All right, that's been about 3 minutes. Just flip them over. Another 3 on that side. Simple as that. I mean, you could take an instant read to make sure your chicken's cooked, but you'll be good. We're still going to cook it in the broiler to melt the cheese too. All right, these are good. Put it on a wire rack, and I think I'll be able to fit the next 3 in. One shot. If you're doing a lot of cutlets and you're ideally using a larger pan and you have all the remnants, you can just skim that stuff off before you do your next batch. But this is just the second and last batch, so we'll be good. So if you like main course recipes, which I'm sure you do because you're watching this video, I want to let you know about our new cookbook, Sip and Feast Family Favorites. It has plenty of main courses in there. In addition to that, it has all the other sections you would expect to find in a cookbook. It is a beautiful cookbook, 256 pages, over 100 recipes, beautiful photo, nice instructions, good story in every single recipe. It has US customary and metric measurements, so everybody will be able to follow along with these easy recipes. Right above you is the link where you can buy it. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all other sellers. QR code if you're watching on TV, which I'm increasingly aware that the majority of you are watching on TV. It's also pinned in the comments and in the description. If you don't like cookbooks, you just like watching our videos, buy it for a friend or family who does. Thanks. Okay, so here are our 5 beautiful cutlets, and just keep them off to the side. You don't have to keep them warm or anything. They're going to stay warm enough because this whole process is quick. In the print recipe, and you should always look at our print recipes, I always put it right in the pinned comments so you can just use it to follow along with these. And that's how we always do it. We always make the recipe first. We make sure that people like the recipe. We send it out to our email list. We get a lot of feedback right away. That I won't make a video if it's not a well-received recipe. Anyway, I had more cutlets, so I used this all-clad thing that probably fit a little bit more in a 14-inch pan, but since I only have 5 now, we're gonna be able to fit it all in a 14-inch. But you're gonna need something that's large enough that is broiler safe and that you could put on your stovetop right now to make the sauce. All right, so I'm using stainless here, so I'm gonna heat it up first before we put our oil and butter down. I'm gonna heat this up to a touch less than medium heat. Okay, I'll give it like about 2 minutes. And you can actually turn your broiler on already because everything will happen very quickly, and set the rack to the second highest level. Not the top level. Second highest will melt the muenster very easily and very quickly. Okay, so our pan is hot enough. I'm gonna put down a few tablespoons of olive oil, and I'm gonna put down 3 tablespoons of this butter and save 2. And then that's 10 cloves of garlic minced. Might be a little much for these 5, but you know, who doesn't like a lot of garlic in a dish? This is a very garlicky dish.
This was the first dish you ever made for me.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say it. I made it a little different when I made it for you. I was the cook in my college for my fraternity. Not the official cook. We didn't have fraternities like that. But I would always have people who would like see me in the bar at like 3 in the morning, and they would be like, "Jim, can you cook tonight?" And I'd be like, "What do you want?" I'd be like, "Can you make chicken parm and pasta, spaghetti with red sauce?" So I'd be like, "All right, this is what I need." I give them a whole list, and they would go to the store and they get it, and then we'd probably eat around 4:30 in the morning, you know, after it was all done. And they all thought I was some kind of like culinary whiz, and like it was just they couldn't even make a ham sandwich, you know, most of the people. So it was. But yeah, I made this one for Tara, and I used chicken cutlets. I used muenster again. It was quite similar. It didn't have the lemon that we're adding now or the parsley. It was more like bare bones, like college, you know? Yeah. All right, so we want to get this nice and golden. It's almost there. It doesn't take long at all. Butter really makes these dishes better. You could do this all with oil, but it's better to have the butter in there. Okay, so that's it. We're good. Half a teaspoon crushed red pepper. If you don't like anything spicy, just don't add it, and nothing's going to change. It's just not going to have that component. Okay, that's 3/4 cup of chicken stock. This is a cup of dry white wine. All right, I'm going to turn it up to high. Probably should reduce this even more. So the recipe, because you have roughly 8 cutlets, I say to reduce it by 1/4, but you probably do a little bit more today with these 5. Yeah, if you have extra sauce, you don't have to use it all. You can like make a little bit of pasta with this. That would be good too. A little bit of angel hair. Yeah, you can let it go more if you don't have that much chicken, but I'll leave it like this. Might not need all of that sauce. All right, I'm going to turn that heat off. I'm going to put in the 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. That's fresh lemon juice. Give it a nice acidic punch more than just the white wine. All right, so you can take your better side of your chicken cutlet. You know, you have that side, you have that side. All right, better side, keep that one up. It's mostly going to be covered with cheese anyway.
It's getting covered with cheese. Who cares?
Yeah, but the way I did it in, you know, the print recipe, they'll see, is that I didn't completely cover it.
Okay.
All right, good. See that? I knew I would fit the 5 in there. And then the muenster cheese, American muenster. Have to say that, because somebody's going to go buy French muenster cheese.
Well, would it be really bad if they did?
It's a different type of cheese. The only similarity is the name.
Does it not melt well? It's
considered a very strong cheese. This is a very mild, this is a cheese with sodium citrate. This is a melting cheese.
Oh, okay.
You know, this is like a sandwich cheese.
Got it.
It's made by Americans. It probably has nothing to do with Muenster, like at all.
Okay.
Like everything else that the U.S. does, right? You know? And this is you. You make it your own. Like if you want like a lot of cheese, go for it. All right, I think that looks good. My broiler's on, second highest rack. You got to watch this thing the whole time. All right, often when I do this, I just keep my oven open the whole time. I don't rely on the light. I just watch it, because it will go from looking beautiful to looking horrible in a matter of seconds. Okay, so then I'm just going to put all the pieces in a platter. This is going to be hot. Just set it off to the side for 1 sec. And then just be careful with your pan, because your pan is still super hot. And just add those remaining 2 tablespoons of butter in there and just whisk it in here. Bunch of parsley. And I'm just going to put on some of the sauce because I don't need it all. But we want all that nice garlic on top and in the platter. And there you have it, chicken scampi. All right, let's see what the taste tester thinks. Bring him down right now. All right, the taste tester has arrived. James, I know you had this one not too long ago.
I really like this.
Got a knife for you too?
It's so good. It's a little hard to cut because the plate is like kind of deep.
Yeah, I did that because of the sauce.
Yeah. It's so good. Like,
what would you do to make
opinion,
it better or different?
I don't know if we could make this better. I think in my opinion still, that shrimp scampi is better than this. Like some shrimp scampi, some linguine. I don't think this would be the best with pasta, just because like...
I was thinking angel hair for some of the sauce.
Yeah, but I think that like stuff like shrimp and like ground beef goes better with pasta than like chicken does.
Yeah.
You know? Unless you do like Alfredo with like chicken, that's good. Very solid. Like I love lemon dishes. Like those are like basically my favorite things. In case you guys didn't know. So all the scampi stuff, chicken piccata. Like in my opinion, chicken piccata is better than this. Chicken piccata is like a 10 out of 10.
What do you think about using these to make a hero?
Yeah, that'd be really good. Some of this, some prosciutto. Like I said, chicken piccata is a 10 out of 10. Still a little bit under, so I'm gonna give this a 9.
All right,
But
we'll take it.
I love lemon stuff. I just think chicken piccata is like superior. I think if you're gonna have scampi, go with the shrimp. But if you don't have shrimp, this is like a really good alternative.
Yeah, what about the cheese? You like that cheese? I love how it melts on it.
Yeah, what kind of cheese is it?
American Muenster.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, well, James, we always appreciate it. By the way, guys, to make this quicker, a heck of a lot quicker, you can use, I mean, a lot of places sell store-bought chicken cutlets now where they're already finished for you. Then it's like an under 30-minute meal, or you can use my recipe for chicken cutlets that's in the cookbook, and you can make them for the whole week, and then just pop them out, just let them sit at room temperature, maybe warm them up for a sec, and then you just make your sauce, and then you'll be able to do it far quicker. We always appreciate you watching, and we will see you next time.